What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are talking all things breastfeeding. I have been so excited about recording this video because this is a topic I feel we women don't talk enough about. There were so many things that I experienced and I'm like, whoa, no one's ever spoken to me about this before. Like, whoa. So let's get right into it. Okay, so my initial experience at the hospital with breastfeeding was like out of this world. I was mind blown to see how it's such a natural instinct for babies just to like latch on. I know it's not always the case and it's often a struggle with people to get babies to latch, but Mila did latch immediately, but I didn't know how to latch her properly on and off my boob without hurting myself or just like getting frustrated. So it was a bit of trial and error, but I think knowing how to like help them unlatch can lessen the pain, and then just having patience and keep trying. Yeah. At my antenatal class, I became really good friends with the instructor. She's also a lactation consultant for many years, and she's been a midwife for 17 years, so she knows the ropes. And she came to the hospital the very next day after Mila was born, and she came to show me a few different positions. So I would encourage you to try different breastfeeding positions and different ways of latching your baby on and off, because you might be surprised what works for you. Also try different pillows, because different support in different areas could give you some relief and also some more success. Wow, was breastfeeding hard? I cried every day for 3 weeks. And at the beginning you breastfeed every 3 hours. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. So you breastfeed 8 times a day. And I remember I used to dread the next breastfeeding session. Was I going to latch her on well enough? Is she going to get enough milk? How painful it's going to be, the pinch when they latch at the beginning. And it was a very daunting thing for me for the first 3 weeks, I'll be honest with you. I wanted to give up every day. I prayed about it every day. Leader prayed over me. We prayed together. I cried out to God. And every day I felt God say, one more day, one more day, one more day, one more day. And week 4, everything changed. The pain was less, it got easier, I got more confident. And I think around week 5, 6, I actually like started enjoying it. A couple of months in, I was like a pro, you know. So it changes very quickly once it changes, but the first few weeks is hard. I remember the lactation consultant, she used to tell me, Lisa, don't give up, you're almost there. The first 4 weeks is hard. Don't give up. You're almost there. Keep going. You're doing so good. Look at your baby. She's picking up weight. She's healthy. She's happy. She's getting the milk in. So even with all the signs, I still felt like I was failing because I wasn't enjoying it and I wasn't doing it right every single time. And I was actually getting emotional preparing for the video because you feel like you're failing. You know, you feel like you're failing when you're not getting it right. And I know a lot of mommies, new time mommies, or not even new time, sometimes we have multiple kids and it's hard every time, or it was easy the first time and not the second time. Whatever it may be, the mom guilt thing, it's a term that's used so loosely, but it's so real. It's so real. And I just felt like I was failing every day. And week 4, everything changed. Everything changed. And even now, my sister Nikki, who Mila calls Nana, says to me, sis, I'm so glad you pushed through. Look how healthy this child is, you did it. And now a year and a couple of months into breastfeeding, I can just walk and breastfeed. I can just, you know, it does get easier. It does get easier. The pain does go away. You do get better at it. You do master it. You become a professional. You do enjoy it. And then you can just focus on the bond, you know, because for the first few weeks, I didn't feel like I was really bonding with her because I was more watching the time and just like wanting the sessions to get done because it was so painful for me. Sorry if I knocked the mic. one of the reasons why it was also so painful for me was because her mouth has always been really tiny, and like my whole nipple could not even fit into her mouth, so that also added to the pain and the discomfort. A couple of things that I used that really helped me. I didn't need any help with production. I still have more than enough milk for her, thank you Jesus. And at the beginning, after a couple of days, you go through engorgement, so that's when your boobs are really hard, they feel like rocks, and it's just trying to figure out the supply and demand situation. So that's also natural. Just keep an eye on it, because you don't want to get mastitis. I always say that, mastitis. I have my notes. I know so much people who have gotten it, you know, and it's also normal. It's so common for people to get it, actually. I'm grateful to God that I didn't. But to kind of avoid that, you want to make sure that you are breastfeeding. If you're pumping and breastfeeding, be careful not to confuse that supply and demand, because then you might produce too much than what you need, and that often can create engorgement, which is your hard boobs too often, and that could lead to mastitis. So just be careful, and also just trust your instinct. You know, I think as new time moms, we're like, I don't have an instinct, I don't know what I'm doing, I feel stupid. No, you have a maternal instinct that God gave you, and sometimes it's this little voice inside your heart, and you're like, surely I don't know what I'm doing. You do. You know what you're doing. Okay, so just trust yourself. And I'm sure, if it's not my channel, that there are other YouTube moms out there that I learned a lot from, that you could just do a little bit of research and just learn from other people's experiences rather than just Googling things. Maybe try and learn from someone else's experience. But a couple of things that I used that really got me through, first of all, was snacking. Okay, I had lots of snacks. I had whatever I wanted. Thank you. Not feeling bad about that at all. Best nipple cream that all the moms told me about was definitely this one. Sorry, I'm not sure why it's not, it's a little bit blurry, sorry for that, but this is the nipple cream of all nipple creams. Got me through it. Okay, and there's another one, I can't remember the name, but I mean there's 2 or 3 on the market that if you Google it, the 2 or 3 names always come up, because they are the best. And then, like I said, her mouth was so small, and we struggled a little bit to get my nipple to fit into her mouth. And then there were, my one nipple wasn't, I don't know how to explain it nicely, wasn't as out as, I mean there's proper terms, and I was speaking the lingo all the time at the beginning, but yeah, I clearly haven't needed to speak about it in a while. I'm a year in now. But my one nipple was more inward than the other one was outward, and so they actually, I didn't even know these things exist. This one is by Vital Baby, and it's basically these nipple covers. It's not called a nipple cover, I can't remember what it's called. I'll try and put the words up over here. This is what they are, and you basically place them on your nipple and you let her suck through that, and it actually helps erect more your nipple. I'm not using the right terms. I should have Googled my terms nicely before this, but anyway, you'll forgive me. But yeah, this game changer, nipple cream, game changer. And then also just endure. Like endure, play, worship. Keep going, don't give up. You'll get through it. Because once you overcome that hurdle, guys, I know for some mommies you can't breastfeed, and a fed baby is the best baby. So don't even let that bother you. But if you're a breastfeeding mom, you know what I mean. Like it's heavenly, it's beautiful. I'm grateful to God that I'm even able to do it. Okay, did I pump? I had a beautiful breast pump. The one that has the cordless one that you just pop in your boob and you can walk around. I still have it. It's beautiful. I loved having it. I used it a little bit to kind of manage the engorgement a little bit at the beginning, and then I also had some milk frozen, so I had the breast pump, I had the bags, the storage bags and everything, and for months I had milk stored in the fridge, which did come in handy, because when she was 7 weeks old, I surprised my nephew in Joburg for... That's very rude. When she was 7 weeks old, I surprised my nephew in Joburg for his wedding, and we had milk in the freezer, which came in handy, and I just portioned it out for Leroy, and then I took my pump and my storage bags and a little cooler bag, And I went on my plane and I pumped for the day, the times I would normally have fed her at home, and I could store them all nicely in nice Tommy Tippy little plastic containers. I had my ice little bag things, and that milk came home and it was perfectly healthy and was stored for coming months, and I even used them in the transition to solids in some of her purees. So I did do the storage and the breast pumping situation, and I did enjoy it, but it was a lot of work amongst everything else, and I didn't need to do it because I wasn't on maternity leave and going back to work. I work from home, I run my own business, and so I could be flexible. I would breastfeed in between meetings, in between working sessions. I would breastfeed before I had to leave for a meeting. So yeah, thank you God for that flexibility, but that's how I was able to manage it. But I know a lot of mommies, they take their pumps with them to work, they breastfeed, they bring it home, the baby has formula in the day, breast milk at night. So fed baby is the best baby, and you are doing a good job as long as your baby is fed. Okay, so there is no perfect right way of doing it. A fed baby is the best baby. Something I should have mentioned in my postpartum video was that the support of loved ones is a game changer. We don't live very close to all of our family members. They're on the other side of Cape Town. And then my sister and my niece and my nephew, who I'm very close to, are all in Johannesburg. So for us, our church community has really become our family. And for the first month, I didn't have to cook because people were dropping off meals every second, third day. They had a roster and people were cooking for us and buying meals and dropping it off. And the love is just makes me speechless. So I think community, friendships, families, your relationships in your life, let them love on you, let them show up. I know you don't want to be overwhelmed by people visiting and being in your space while you're figuring out the whole thing. We didn't even have like a bunch of people at the hospital either, because I didn't want that fuss. I just wanted to be in our bubble for as long as possible. So I get that. Our friends were literally just knocking on the door, dropping off the meal and leaving, because they also understood, like, we're figuring things out. We don't need visitors right now. But at the same time, I think allow people to love on you. The support of our community has been and still is a game changer for us. And I don't think we could have had so much comfort and convenience that we did without them. So we are super grateful to all our friends at church. We love you guys so much. Sorry to interrupt this cute video, by the way. I'm listening to myself and busy editing right now, and in this moment I should have mentioned that a big help was my sister Nikki coming down. Mila was 1 week old and she can spend a week with us at our home, and I remember this while she was here. There was a night where I dreamt that something happened to Mila, and the next morning I woke up and she was here to hold me while I cried. So thank you, sis, for coming down, and she still comes every 2-3 months to spend time with Mila, not really me. She comes to be with us and be with Mila, and I just want to say, sis, I love you and I appreciate you. And back to the video. Then the lactation consultant that I became really good friends with, listen, it was I was blessed and really spoiled to have her, because I could just message her and be like, hey, this is happening, hey, I'm feeling this, hey, she's drinking this much now, hey, our feeds dropped by 1 feed, hey, can I do this? Because she became a friend, and so she was very open to helping me in that way. But I definitely think that using a lactation consultant can help. Some women just fall easily into, they don't need any help, they just go with the flow and it works perfectly fine, and that's amazing. But if it doesn't and you feel like you need some expertise, I think spending a little bit of money on a consultant, even if it's just 1 or 2 sessions, to have them come to your house and show you different positions and just like ease your mind that there are so many things that do happen and that a lot of them are actually normal. Breastfeeding is also exhausting. It takes up a lot of your time. You have to kind of build your life around it, because it's the part of your life that's keeping another person alive. It is exhausting. I remember the first like 6 months, you know, getting up multiple times at night to breastfeed is really hard. It can be frustrating when you're sleep deprived. I think a way that I managed that was I would do Bible study at night because her feeding sessions were really long. So I would really just, honestly, in my weak moments, I try my best to turn to God as much as possible, and He makes me stronger. So that would definitely be my encouragement to you. And then talking to other moms is also really helpful because it just reassures you that you're not alone. And it also reassures you that they've either gone through this before. I clearly have lots of devices around me, sorry. It just gives you the reassurance that you're not alone and that a lot of what you're going through is normal. A couple of ways that I kind of maintained my mental health and, you know, my and Leroy's connection with each other is we started doing something called the dailies. We're not doing it now as consistently. There's crazy things happening in my business right now, good things. So we're not having those daily check-ins as much as we used to, but we'll get back into it again. It's called the dailies. I can't remember who it's by. I'll pop the information up over here. But it's basically a practice whereby a couple, husband and wife, do a daily check-in, and you start by asking each other, how are you feeling? Can you attach a memory from your past or childhood to that feeling? And then you give each other 3 praises or 3 things you love about each other, or 3 ways that you want to honor the next person. So it could be, I'm feeling excited today because this is happening. The first time I felt excited was when I don't know, started school. I remember my first day going to primary school. Okay, that could be that answer. And then the third thing is I would give Leroy 3 praises. So I would be, honey, I honor you for being such a present father. Honey, I honor you for going above and beyond and making sure that I'm always happy and comfortable. Honey, I honor you for your consistency at work. So it's just a nice way to get that check-in, and then you just put the focus a little bit on each other, which you can't do all the time. That has been one thing. And then having a mom group has been really a game changer for me. And then my business, having that be like a creative outlet, has been really great for me as well. And then yeah, ultimately it's God, really, above everything. It's the time with God, you know, waking up with Him, going to sleep with Him, and pouring Him into different parts of your day and your life has really been something that has gotten me through breastfeeding, postpartum, birth, pregnancy, life, you know. So all glory to God. Without Him, I can't do anything. But yeah, I'm going to end this video here. I hope that it's helped someone. If you have any questions or anything else that I can help you with on your breastfeeding journey, I'm not a pro, but I have learned a lot. And you can reach me in the comments below. I'd be happy to, I don't know, have a conversation or reply to you and see where I can help you. But again, thank you so much for watching this video. Please do subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Give this video a big thumbs up because that really supports my channel. And also hit the bell button if you want to hear more from me and my family. But I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless you. See you soon.